Hey guys, there's many things we can do to become better at airsoft. In fact, I think by now I've made countless videos at this point on exactly how that could be accomplished. But there's one thing I've yet to touch on, and that's just some plain old habits you might want to adopt that'll make you better at airsoft both on and off the field. Here's 5 habits you might want to give a try. Number 1, load up your magazines at home. I know this might not sound like an incredibly life-changing habit, but how many times have you found yourself scrambling at the field, trying to make it to game speech or the first game of the day, and then you remember you still need to load up on BBs? Having less things to worry about when you arrive at the field can be the difference between making it to the first game and not. For myself, having my BBs loaded the night before or in the morning before I leave for airsoft gives me more time to fiddle with my cameras, check for anything that might be loose or out of place, or even just give myself more time to stretch and limber up, preventing injury. Don't sleep on this good habit. You might appreciate the extra free time you have when you arrive at the field. Habit number 2. Make yourself a checklist. Similar to the first habit, this has to do with preparing yourself for a day of airsoft. I've straight up forgotten my mesh mask at least twice and had to drive all the way home just to grab it. There's no way I'm playing without it. I missed games because of this stupid mistake. I've also forgotten SD cards still plugged into my computer, tools left on my desk at home, and even my selfie camera one time. Sometimes you don't realize just how many things you need to physically bring to airsoft in order to play airsoft. I have the luxury of living fairly close to my home field, so if I make a mistake, it doesn't completely ruin my day. But for some, a 45-minute drive there and back again means you might as well just drive home and forget about playing altogether. So, make a list. Put it on a clipboard or a dry erase board and put it right next to your gear bag, or just put the list on your phone. Tools, BBs, mask, holster, whatever it is you don't trust yourself to remember, put it on a list. It might be the difference between showing up to airsoft and playing, or showing up to airsoft and just going right back home and saying forget about it. Habit number 3, transition. If you watch my videos often, you'll notice I transition from shooting righty to shooting lefty very often. It takes practice, and it might feel like you're holding your gun backwards for the first little while, but the benefit is well worth it. Transitioning helps with reaction time to target, as well as helps with body concealment behind cover. If I exclusively shot righty, I'd have to position my body further out of cover in order to shoot from the left side of buildings, trees, or anything really. If I was stubborn and only shot righty, half my body would be exposed as opposed to my left arm, hand, or gun if I transitioned. This might be the biggest takeaway from this video, and something like this could be discussed in extreme depth if I felt like it. Being able to effectively transition with your gun literally makes you 100% more effective out there in a game of combat survival. You might be great at shooting, but being able to do so from any shooting angle while also maintaining an equivalent level of body concealment is a night and day difference. Habit number 4. Stretch. I know, this one isn't very exciting, like, oh wow, golly, P-Dog says we need to stretch. Look buddy, when you're young and flexible, it's pretty easy to go an entire day of sprinting, maneuvering, squatting, and lifting your airsoft gun around the field without first limbering up. What I'm trying to suggest is that you get into the habit now and not later in life when your body reminds you how old you are. I don't think I need to remind people my age or even older that stretching is both important and healthy for your body, especially before a vigorous physical activity like airsoft. It's you damn young people that need to understand that by stretching now, while you're still young and hip, you can preserve your body elasticity much longer. Stretch your legs, your arms, neck, roll your feet a bit. Just wake your limbs up before asking them to sprint or slide around corners for hours and hours. Pulling a hammy at airsoft is pretty shitty. I've seen a few guys limping around after just the first game, and it's probably because they pushed themselves too far and didn't stretch even just a little bit beforehand. You're allowed to go ham out there. Just let your body know beforehand. You'll thank me later. Alright, and as for our final habit to help you become a better airsofter, You need to handle your airsoft gun as if it's not an airsoft gun. Everybody and their grandmother who plays airsoft knows these are toys. They won't cause fatal harm, but that doesn't mean they can't cause injury when mishandled. Keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot, and only point your airsoft gun at something you're willing to destroy, even if it won't actually technically destroy what it's intended to be pointed at. Unless, of course, you came to destroy filthy noobs, in which you obviously came to the right place because you live for this shit. You're clearly addicted to airsoft. All I'm trying to say is that it shines a better light on our community when everyone isn't just flagging each other carelessly with the ends of our barrels outside of actual playtime. Do what you want around your close friends, but when surrounded by fellow players who are also basically strangers, it's a much nicer vibe when nobody is making anyone feel unsafe. I know there's some obvious golden rules, like always put a barrel bag on the end of your gun and take your magazine out when entering the safe zone, but just the attention to self-discipline beyond that goes a long way. Even if your magazine is out, keep your gun pointed down. If you like talking with your hands, use a gun sling and leave the gun alone if you want to chat. Some of the best airsofters are also the ones that understand safety and proper gun handling. I know we're all technically playing pretend out there, but there's a very unique pride you can enjoy or see in people when they handle their airsoft guns as if they're real. Acting safely and carefully with the objects you care most about really shows a lot about somebody. It also shows a lot about the airsofters I meet on a regular basis. It's a sign of good character and responsibility. It'll make you a better airsofter. Alright guys, those are 5 habits you should definitely give a try if you want to be better prepared both on and off the field. Nothing too crazy, but you'd be surprised how far the simple tricks can get you. Until next time, get out there, have some fun, and try not to forget anything at home this time.